The women's basketball team wraps up its home schedule this week with a pair of games at the Kohl Center. The Badgers host Illinois at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, then welcome Northwestern at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Saturday's game will be televised by BTN. Head coach Bobbie Kelsey is here. We'll have some opening comments and take questions.
We just wrapped up a tough three-game stand, having started with Purdue and ended up on the road. Obviously, we wanted to try to get more than one of those games as wins, but proud of the kids that they keep battling, and we just fallen a little bit short. Get to the end, it's like 5 or 6 points, and then maybe we give up an assignment somewhere or somebody's not quite where they're supposed to be. So, but it's not for lack of effort. So we're looking forward to playing Illinois. We've had some kids really step up. Mikayla Johnson's really stepped up her game. Aviana Young stepped up her game. And then the other usual suspects are right behind those two. But we're happy to say we've out-rebounded some folks and kept our turnovers down. So there's some positives in the midst of not maybe closing these games out quite like we want to.
You mentioned Mikayla. Her numbers for most of the season kind of up and down, not necessarily maybe what you were hoping for. And then the last 3 games, points, rebounds, was there a discussion involved or a realization on her part that time's running short, or what's gone on?
Probably more of the latter. Not really a discussion. Sometimes you can talk to them too much and get them. I think she just needed a little rest I think the Christmas break really helped her. She started to really turn it on at that point. Maybe she does realize this is it. Really it for her. I mean, they don't have 7th years and 8th years. You don't get those. She has 2 more games to put on that uniform here, and obviously it's only so many that are guaranteed. If you win at the end and keep playing, you win, you keep playing, but if you lose, you go home. So I think she's realizing that this is really the end, capital letters.
The senior class came in with you as a head coach. Can you just talk about what they've meant to you personally, and see the growth that you've seen in them?
Well, we did come in as freshmen, so to speak, together. That's our first class that actually came in that we had a chance to recruit, albeit very quickly. People just assume when you get the job you've had 4 or 5 years to recruit people. Well, we didn't. So for what they've accomplished, all the school records, all of the personal growth and achievement that they've had, maybe not in the W column, but it's a lot of records that these kids have set. Nicole, Dakota, they've set a lot of team records, a lot of individual records that were standing for quite some time. So for me personally, I want to miss their personalities and things of that nature. And their work, they work really hard to get from where they started to where they are now. Nicole did not come in like she is going to end. Dakota didn't. Tessa obviously being a walk-on. Mick was a little bit different because she transferred, but through her injury, with her knees and just all the things that she's had to endure, those 4 actually being on the court. Rosie, obviously being a transfer, not with us very long, and then Shannon, obviously her knee didn't allow her to finish on the court. We're going to miss them, but as they go, they come. So I've been doing this for a long time, and they do have to leave. They cannot stay. So, but they're going to move on to other chapters in their lives, and we're going to be there to help them. They always call them for recommendations and things of that nature when they need to get a job. So all kids out there need to remember that when they're giving their coaches grief. You will be calling them for a recommendation, and you want them to be able to say, oh, yes, may not be the best person to write that. So, it's just a little tidbit for the young ones coming up.
What kind of recommendation would you give Shannon Malone?
I would give her a good recommendation. It's been tough for her. Obviously she started out playing. She wants to go into journalism and PR, and she's good at it. I think she's had to come to that realization that basketball, being on the court, was not going to be her end of her story. But, we always try to tell them, even if it's going the way you don't want it to, there's something in it you have to find and learn from and grow from. I mean, we're doing that as coaches. I've not lost this much in my whole entire life. And there's circumstances that, contribute to that. Some of that is, you're just trying to figure out how to get these kids all on the same page and get them playing hard. I commend them because some people, like I said, would have packed it in, but they haven't. So for Shannon, it's quite different because she hasn't been playing. But we said build up your portfolio. You know, there's things you can do as far as social media and interviewing and things of that nature. So when you leave, you'll have your portfolio ready to present to whomever you're going to be talking to get that PR job. So she's done some stuff with the AFCOM department and social media and stuff like that. So hopefully she is prepared. I haven't really asked her too much about it, but she's been doing some stuff behind the scenes.
Dan?
You talked a little bit about rebounding. After not out-rebounding a Big Ten opponent, you've out-rebounded 2 of your last 3. What has made the big difference there?
We just know that if we give other teams an opportunity to get the ball, especially on the old boards, we're not going to help ourselves because our margin for error is just slim to none. I mean, we can't hardly make any mistakes in the game. And that's why we've been getting to the end with 5 points, and then one little thing goes wrong, and then it blows up to something that is not indicative of the whole game. We've done a really nice job these last couple of games of boxing out. If anybody can tell, the last couple of opponents have not gotten the 20-0 boards that, you know, some of these opponents have gotten in the past. I think we held this last team to 8 and somebody else to like 6. Indiana had none in the first half. So we did a really nice job of keeping people off the glass, and we expect that to go forward. Because, again, if you don't box out, you're giving the other team a 50% chance. Somebody said it's 35% on the first shot. If you give an old board, it's 50. You give a second one, it's 65. So all of us in the room can probably score if we can shoot 65%. We'd probably be all right with that, with those numbers.
So as you're winding down here, you got 4 games left and then the Big Ten tournament. What do you try to focus on with this group with so few games left and something you want to accomplish?
Yeah, it's been tough for them because, again, we haven't gotten the results we wanted. But we try to keep them focused on going out, finishing strong, and really not having a pity party for yourself when things are going not your way. It's easy to give up. You know, it's hard to stay positive, stay focused, and do some of those little things that we have been doing to keep ourselves in the game. If you're not in it, you don't have a chance, you know. So we're right there. We just have to continue to stress to them how important it is to keep doing the little things. The small details add up. And when you don't do those things or one person just not quite where they're supposed to be, it doesn't matter what the 4 other people are doing. So you have to have the 5 out there working together on the same page and relaying those messages from the bench to the other players. And that starts with your guards. So Dakota and Tessa and Nicole, Kayla, Shelly, you know, the guards have the ball. So no offense to post players, we love y'all. But y'all don't have the ball. You're not bringing it down. You're not, you know, getting people in the right spots. But by all means, if you know where they're supposed to go, tell them. But it does start with your guards. And they have to be mindful of that every single possession. I can't take any breaks. Go over there and get some water down at the cooler and chill out. You know, I have to pay attention as the coach, and you have your assistants there to help you. So everybody's got to do their job, do their part.